Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching I Import. This program is proudly brought to you by Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services and Phoenix Insurance. I Import is powered by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, you know that we are now in a 24-hour economy, and last week we brought to you a discussion about the readiness of our ports for 24-hour operations. This week we stayed on that same conversation, but this time with Ghana Standards Authority, the Food and Drugs Authority, and the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, as well as GPHA Security, to assess institutional readiness. This is an excerpt of that discussion. Take a listen.
Let me find out from you, the GSA, have you extended, as it were, your shift structures and also your staffing capacity to be able to meet the demands of this moment?
Yes, we've added 14 staff to the current. So
you have a total of how many now?
I think it will be 64.
64. It means there was already 50?
Yes.
Okay, and then you've added 14.
Yes.
And you'll be able to meet the demand for night operations?
As and when.
As and when. Okay. All right. Yes, in terms of joint inspection, I just mentioned it, and I saw all of you were nodding. I mean, it's something that is key. I want to find out from you the collaboration between the Ghana Standards Authority and other agencies like the Food and Drugs Authority, Customs and all that. How is it panning out for you in the port?
Okay. Since the implementation of the joint inspection, from the onset we have been collaborating with each other. An example is there was this baby diaper which were unhygienic, and they were importing it into the country in bill form. We have to liaise with FDA, and at the end of the day, we issue a statement on it in the dailies. The custom chemists also made sure that all the stakeholders involved in consignment inspection have done their input before he or she gives the final release.
Right.
And at times, if we have any problem with the consignment, the examination officer's number is in the system. So we quickly inform him or her about it, the reason why we've delayed in making our input concerning a consignment. So we do share information.
All the agencies, and so collaboration is apt.
Yes.
Okay, so FDA, are there adequate staffing structures, technical support tools, and lab service readiness to handle regulatory duties at all hours?
Yes, but of course there are a few challenges, but like I said earlier, this will be addressed with a plan to address them as the implementation progresses. For example, like I said, we are using the MPS model. So at the moment, we use 12 staff to shift 12 hours, night and day. So if we should do the little bit of arithmetic for the 4, it means we need 48, less the 3 that does in the morning.
Right.
So what management have done immediately in response to the need is to do internal staff rationalization. So as we speak, 15 more have been assigned from other departments or directorates, which we are going through training to support us. Secondly, our laboratory is able to run 24 hours as and when needed. So that lab too have been activated to also run 24 hours as the need arises to be able to support some critical clearances that require testing before release. So these are our in terms of human resource. Other logistics, yes. We also want to run a very efficient system because we are running 24 hours, but we're also mindful of efficiency so that our overhead costs will also be reduced. So, for example, one of the management decisions is to resource the terminals of basic logistics to be able to do other administrative activities, either to during the day you do it from the main office, because if you are run a whole office with so many rooms, your AC and other things, this will all be very costly. So therefore, This is one of the enhancement of logistics, administrative logistics at the various terminals to be able to do the same work without actually running the main office 24 hours as part of the operational efficiency.
Right. So in terms of coordinating driver availability, rest schedules, because the drivers would automatically have to take some rest so that we avoid issues on the way and all that. And indeed, fleet capacity to meet increased operational demand. How are you dealing with this?
All right, thank you very much once again. For us, we think one of the key ways to play our roles effectively within this 24-hour economy policy is to digitize and automate our systems.
Right.
We have technology, we have artificial intelligence, and we are able to adapt these systems with some additional algorithms to ensure that we have what we currently are running that we call the driver vehicle management system. This is a dashboard that has an inbuilt driver scheduling system.
Is that different from the transport management system?
It is a subcomponent of the transport management system. And these are very advanced systems that are designed to even monitor driver operations, number of hours drivers have operated. And within that same algorithm, you have structured a query to allow for some kind of rest mandatory so that you have worked for certain periods, you are able for deployment within a certain period to ensure that drivers are getting the required rest. These are things that have come in handy because we are working with very modern technology. And the beauty of this is that we are structuring this to deploy it to fit into the port community system.
Right.
So that we are also able to engage the freight forwarders in particular. Last week, we met with one of them to bring them up to speed with what the system that JAP2 is deploying is all about and how available it is. We also took in some recommendation. All of this is to ensure that with the system we are deploying remotely, you are able to engage a truck. A driver can be assigned to it. And at the bottom of this is the verification of these two entities. The truck has to be duly inspected, certified by ACVL, and the driver has to be duly verified, registered. Then the TLA, the driver and vehicle management system, at the point of issuing the TLA, merges these two. Right. Once this is done, it's locked. And this can be done remotely. And this is available on a platform 24/7.
Right.
And drivers are able to receive alerts on requests that are made. We are able to also manually tweak certain changes if need be. But technically, it is designed to be automated and to respond to itself so that there is very little human interference, and it ensures that it is available. Because at the end of the day, these are systems that are deployed elsewhere and are facilitating port efficiency. And we don't think we should accept the excuse of we are not there yet. We should also be up there setting the right examples. And JAP2, notwithstanding the heavy costs, we think that we are operating and we are mobilizing some reasonable resources that should be invested in enhancing our efficiency in the space. So these are some of the things we are doing, and in the coming weeks we'll be engaging other freight forwarder associations to ensure that we are on the same page on
In terms of risk assessments, I just want to find out from you, what are they that were conducted, and how are threats like theft, unauthorized access, and smuggling being addressed at night, or will be addressed at night?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Threat
assessment of the port facility is an enduring thing. It's something that we do in the security sector as part of the security plan for the port. So we have periodic assessment of our threats. But we have to go into history to check with what has happened before or what pertains in other jurisdictions where we have 24-hour economy policy system running. And we have seen that The United States business entities lose approximately 30 million United States dollars annually from transit cargo theft. So that gives us the indication to start looking out for that. And I'm glad that my brother Musa talked about what JAP2 is doing, because we are doing it collectively in the interest of security.
Yes.
So we are very particular with who enters the port at day and night, but we are going to be more strict at night, considering what we have seen history from other entities telling us.
Yes.
However, we also know that there are some individuals who connive from within to facilitate smuggling activities and to facilitate the entry of unauthorized persons. So we have strict access controls, which we have put in place. Every port user is given a port pass, and every vehicle has a pass to also access the port. Without them, no vehicle or no individual can access the port. These are some of the controls which have been in place all this while. But we are stepping it out to digitalize some of our transport owners and their drivers, as we have come to know from JAP2, so that we would not experience the loss of cargo in transit. The security setup is supposed to protect the port user, the port facility, the vessel, and the cargo, which is within the port. So we are doing that with robust intelligence and surveillance to ensure that whilst we are assessing the likelihood of theft, the likelihood of people taking advantage of the dark hours to engage in stowaways, we have also stepped up our rummaging activities on vessels to ensure that nobody sneaks into a vessel to have a stowaway case on our hands. Fortunately, we have been able to have a clean sheet on matters like that. So these are things we have assessed, and the ultimate aim is to prevent or to deter spoilers from engaging in them. So that is what we have done so far.
So viewers, you just heard from key statutory agencies working in the ports, like the Food and Drugs Authority, the Ghana Standards Authority, on the institutional readiness for a 24-hour port. You also heard from the Joint Association of Port Transport Unions, as well as GPHA security for this policy implementation. Remember, this is the abridged version. For the full conversation, check with our YouTube at Iron Port. Now let us hear a few comments that were shared with us during the live discussion. Then after, we will go on break and then return with more news. Stay tuned.
Abigail Minta from Accra says, as a freight forwarder, I've seen progress, but we need consistent application of rules day or night. The standards must be the same. Paul Tay from Tema says, it's good we are hearing from FDA and GSA directly. Most of us importers don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefi. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Welcome back, viewers. Now let us hear other related news from our local shipping and maritime sector.
3 weeks after announcing that the Port of Ghana would be declared 24-hour operational ports, President John Dramani Mahama has officially launched the 24-hour Economy and Accelerated Export Development Program, a far-reaching initiative aimed at revitalizing national productivity, boosting export, and generating over 1 million quality jobs. President John Dramani Mahama unveiled the policy in Accra on Wednesday, July 2, to position around-the-clock economic activity as the cornerstone of Ghana's long-term transformation strategy. Speaking at the launch, President Mahama underscored the urgency of resetting the country's economic direction by embracing productivity across all hours of the day. He framed the initiative as a comprehensive policy shift designed to move beyond slogans and deliver tangible results across key sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, infrastructure, logistics, pharmaceuticals, and textiles.
In 2020 and again in 2024, the idea of a 24-hour economy captured national attention. It became a slogan of hope, a symbol that change was necessary and that it was possible. Our task now is to move from vision to implementation, from aspiration to action. This launch is not the end, but it is the beginning of a massive national mobilization.
He revealed 9 thematic pillars grouped under titles such as Grow 24, Make 24,
Build 24 and Connect 24, designed to stimulate enterprise, modernize infrastructure, and enhance Ghana's competitive edge in global markets.
Show 24 is about harnessing Ghana's rich creative, cultural, and tourism assets. And Connect 24 is about fixing our logistic chains, transport warehousing, ports, energy, and digital infrastructure. And Fund 24 is about unlocking innovative financing through credit guarantee schemes, blended finance, and venture capital.
President Mahama called for national unity and mobilization, urging every Ghanaian to contribute toward building the inclusive and prosperous nation. Presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy, Gusitano, has expressed confidence in Ghana's ability to successfully implement the 24-hour economic initiative, stating that the country has what it takes to drive meaningful economic transformation.
We see the 24-hour program as a living program, rooted in science and firm social democratic principles, but flexible enough to respond tactically to a changing environment. We will learn many lessons along the way and make numerous adjustments. The bow that doesn't bend always breaks.
The Regional Maritime University has taken a major step forward in strengthening its academic and training capacity with the ceremonial opening of its annual Board of Governors meeting held alongside the commissioning of several new infrastructure projects on campus. The event brought together ministers for transport from member states who form the university's governing board to review development within the institution and reaffirm their collective commitment to its growth. Member states emphasized the strategic role of RMU in developing human capital for the region's maritime sector and reaffirmed the board's commitment to positioning RMU as the premier maritime academic institution in West Africa.
It is in furtherance of our shared commitment to the development and enhancement of excellent maritime education and training that we continue to enroll a growing number of young graduates and students from across the region at the Regional Maritime University in Accra, Ghana.
I also wish to highlight that the Gambia successfully hosted the 4th International Conference on the Blue Economy, which was very well attended by participants from all over the world, both in person and virtually. A key resolution from that meeting was a call for the Regional Maritime University to develop a master's program in Blue Economy. And I have to say that I'm proud to announce that myself and the Justice Minister of the Gambia have already expressed interest to be enrolled in this master's program.
The ministry has taken all necessary steps to sign the loan facility for the modernization of the Regional Maritime University by the provision of training ships, simulators, and construction of lecture theaters, civil works, and capacity building for effective teaching and learning.
These incredible developments also go to show our collective commitment to this regional institution. These are truly the ways we should be competing as member states to do more and more for the university. I have no doubt that with such pace of assistance, the university will in no time leap to greater heights in terms of infrastructural development.
A key highlight of the occasion was the inauguration of several new facilities completed during the past academic year. These include a newly constructed state-of-the-art virtual laboratory fully funded by the Republic of Sierra Leone to enhance practical learning for students. In addition, the Ghana Maritime Authority sponsored the installation of a desktop steering simulator, providing cadets with a near-realistic ship navigation experience, while a global maritime distress and safety system laboratory was also launched to boost training in maritime communications and safety protocols. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority sponsored a modern washroom facility aimed at improving the welfare of students and staff on campus. A new mosque was also commissioned to cater for the Muslim community on campus. Mystery Ocean Development and Engineering Company Incorporated also donated a workable boat to the RMU to provide practical lessons to students. To address student accommodation needs, a new 50-bed hostel facility funded by the Republic of Liberia was officially opened, expanding the university's residential capacity.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority on the 1st of July joined the nation in commemorating the inaugural National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving with a solemn yet purposefully gathering of management, staff and clergy at the port of Tema. Held under the national theme, Reflect, Reset and Renew for National Prosperity, the program blended scripture readings, intercessory prayers, thanksgiving hymns, and a thought-provoking sermon delivered by Reverend Father Blaise Bobi Atache of the All Saints Catholic Church. In his message, Reverend Father Atache called on Ghanaians to fully embrace the national theme, stating that it offers the clarity and direction needed for a resilient and progressive society.
Because for all our nobleness as a people, we also have our flaws, prejudices, and attitudes that work against national unity. And there are past mistakes we cannot be proud of. And then there are forces marshaled against us we must fight to achieve and maintain our national unity.
In a keynote address, Director of Port Tema Tebonzuma Esquire connected the national theme to institutional transformation, urging staff to adapt new ways of thinking and working to support national development.
Dear brothers and sisters, let us embrace this change not as a burden, but as an opportunity to shine, to lead, and to show the rest of the region and the world that indeed Ghana's ports are the leading trade and logistics hub in West Africa.
He addressed the recent presidential directive for a 24-hour economy, clarifying that while the ports have always operated around the clock on ship-side operations, the new directive is intended to deepen that structure by extending 24-hour service to shore handling and allied processes.
We used to have extended systems within Golden Jubilee and other areas. Now it's going to be full-blown 3-shift 4-gang. It gives us the opportunity to be able to serve our customers better. And it also frees space because the pressure that would have come within the day, people have the time to now reschedule and then work around the clock. There are people who pay in the morning and require that they will take delivery in the evening or in the night.
In a symbolic and forward-looking close to the event, the Director of Port officially declared Ghana Ports as 24-hour ports, reinforcing GPHA's readiness to support Ghana's productivity drive.
Let us now take our attention to the global stage and pick a few international news. Swiss container shipping giant MSC is set to invest over $1.2 billion in fleet expansion with a new order for up to 6 LNG dual-fuel container ships at a Chinese shipyard. According to Greek shipbroker Intermodal, MSC has recently contracted CMHI Hyman, a shipyard under China Merchants Industry Group, for 3 firm and 3 optional 22,000 TEU LNG dual-fuel container ships. The price for each unit is estimated between $206 million and $210 million. That is more than $1.2 billion in total if all options are exercised. The new builds are slated for delivery in 2027. With the latest shipbuilding deal, MSC continues its ordering spree at Chinese shipyards. While the overall new build market is experiencing a slower growth rate, the alternative fuels order book saw a total of 151 vessels ordered in the first half of 2025, with LNG dominating as the clear fuel of choice and accounting for more than half of the order book, according to data from Classification Society, DNV. Numbers on DNV's Alternative Fuels Insights platform show that new orders for alternative fueled vessels reached 19.8 million gross tons in the first 6 months of 2025, exceeding the 2024 figure by 78% and indicating that ship owners prioritize future-ready assets in response to regulatory pressure, fuel availability, and long-term decarbonization goals. The 78% year-on-year growth in gross tons was marked mainly by activity in the container segment, as well as notable orders in the bulker, tanker, and road pack segments. Our phrase of the day this week is wide berth.
Wide berth. To leave room between two ships moored or berth, allowing space for maneuver.
This week's health and safety tip focuses on how to report unsafe working conditions.
Reporting unsafe conditions. Fix any unsafe conditions or workplace hazards as soon as you notice them. If removing the rigs is dangerous, notify a supervisor immediately.
It's now time to take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi at the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to clear your cargo with. This is where we bring today's Iron Port to a close. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Iron Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Subscribe, like, share our videos. Thank you for watching.